Okay, so Aspinall diagnosed with Brown syndrome after suffering fight-ending double eye poke from Ciryl Gane at UFC 321. Tom has not returned to training since suffering the injury to his eye and has been advised to not drive until his eye fully recovers. Doctors are currently exploring surgery or steroid injections as options for recovery if problems continue to persist. Via Tom Aspinall IG. Okay, he posted screenshots of the medical reports. Here's Tommy Boy right now. Shit, man is going through it. Look at him. Fucking look at him. I screenshotted the most important parts from Aspinall's findings because a lot of stuff is like medical terminology that we're not even going to understand anyway. So here's the most compelling parts that I screenshotted. First of all, I like how he put his name up here, right? With the date, just as proof that these medical records are his. It goes, Mr. Aspinall sustained significant bilateral ocular trauma during a professional sporting event in late October 2025. Immediate visual disturbance resulted in the fight being stopped. Confirmed clinical findings, advanced imaging, CT and MRI confirmed orbital soft tissue trauma. Orthopedic evaluations demonstrated impaired binocular coordination and restricted ocular motility. Bilateral traumatic Brown syndrome, indicating disruption of the superior oblique tendon trochlear mechanism. Persistent diplopia, double vision, especially in positions of upgaze and lateral gaze. Reduced best corrective visual acuity, post-trauma. So I think that means, you know, his vision is less. His vision has been reduced as a result of the eye pokes. Obviously, the Brown syndrome, he can't upgaze and lateral gaze, right? And also, disruption of the superior oblique tendon. So that's what Brown syndrome is. Disruption of the superior oblique tendon, which I guess is used to look up and lateral, which he cannot do. On top of having his eye vision reduced alone. Imagine getting your vision reduced from a fucking cheating bastard like Ciryl Gane. Motherfucker. My eye's already bad enough. I can't afford to get them fucking reduced. I don't think anybody can afford to have their fucking vision reduced. Marked peripheral visual field impairment confirmed by automated parametry. CT scan suggesting a minimally displaced fracture of the right medial orbital wall. So a fracture too. Minimally displaced fracture. Man, multiple injuries here. I think I count 3 so far. Reduced vision, displaced fracture, peripheral visual field impairment, you know what I mean? That's like a third one. And the fourth would be Brown syndrome. Superior oblique tendon. Mr. Aspinall must abstain from sparring, fighting, or participating in any combat-related activity until full resolution of eye movement, impairment, and diplopia. So that's his medical restrictions, which is why I said he hasn't returned to training. He confirms it in the video we're about to watch. And this is like, he has a whole timeline of all the doctor visits and all the results of the doctor visits and all the findings. But here was the most compelling one. Diagnosis, bilateral traumatic Brown syndrome, ongoing blurred vision and diplopia, discussed management options, conservative steroid injection or surgery, advised no driving until after refraction and stabilization of symptoms. So no driving either. No fucking driving, no training. Advised no fighting until diplopia fully resolves. Plan continue NHS orthopedic and visual field follow-up. Summary. This constitutes clinically significant bilateral ocular trauma requiring ongoing consultant-led management. Mr. Aspinall is not yet medically cleared for combat activity. Future management, depending on clinical progression, targeted periocular steroid injections or surgical intervention to address persistent motility impairment may be required if symptoms fail to resolve. So yeah, pending symptoms resolving, steroid injections or surgical intervention, boys. So it is serious. It is serious. Overall, the clinical picture remains consistent with significant traumatic bilateral Brown syndrome associated with ongoing diplopia, restricted ocular motility, reduced visual function, and substantial field loss. Symptoms remained unsolved as of late November 2025, and ongoing specialist follow-up is required and ongoing. So it's been about a month. A little more since the eye poke happened. Last slide of the medical findings, at least. Here's a summary of the clinical findings. Following a bilateral eye poke injury sustained during a UFC fight in October 2025, the patient has been diagnosed with bilateral traumatic Brown syndrome, indicating significant disruption to the superior oblique tendon trochlear complex. Clinically, he presents with persistent diplopia in multiple gaze positions, including lateral gaze and up gaze, blurred vision, and photophobia followed the trauma. Marked restriction of elevation and adduction in both eyes, confirmed on orthoptic assessment. Reduction in visual acuity bilaterally. Severe bilateral vision field depression on Humphrey field visual testing. Imaging and investigations demonstrated findings required continued monitoring with no definitive structural explanation identified for the degree of functional deficit. CT imaging initially raised concern for a medial orbital wall abnormality. MRI demonstrated no acute structural abnormality to account for motility impairment or visual symptoms. Intraocular pressures and anterior segment findings did not identify the source of function limitation. And so if you guys are wondering what Brown syndrome is, here it goes. But real quick, I'm going to give you guys a little spoiler. That's what it looks like right there. That's what it fucking looks like. But look, for real though. This is normal, right? This is Brown syndrome right here. The eyes aren't working the same. This is a bigger upgaze, lateral upgaze. This is about as far as Tom can probably do it, which is why he's been diagnosed with Brown syndrome. So yeah, probably why he's wearing glasses too. But I'd like to see him without them to confirm, but it's all good. But real quick, if you guys do want to see Aspinall's post, here's the timeline. The timeline and the findings from each doctor visit. If you understand this stuff, feel free to read it, but I don't, so I figured I won't even try to explain it to you guys. But yeah, it looks like he's done like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 doctor visits. 9 doctor visits since the eye poke happened. 9 is crazy. Okay, and then the video. The video that has fucking all of the MMA blogs going crazy. Multiple headlines. Aspinall responds to Dana White, suggesting, he quit essentially. Aspinall responds to, or sends a message to big cheater, Ciryl Gane. Aspinall confirms he's been out of training since the fucking fight. All kinds of stuff. Also compiles a video of Ciryl Gane's history of cheating, so it's worth the look. We're going to watch it right now. First statement since the injury. First fucking statement. All we've heard from is his daddy. We finally hear from Tom. Let's go.
I mean, he had Tom bloodied up, and Tom didn't want to continue in the fight.
So you're not too happy then on what the president of the organisation is saying towards it?
Well, what do you think?
Hello. Welcome back. Seeing as no one's heard from you, the channel's crying out for what's been going on. What's been going on in your exciting life for the last 5 weeks?
Oh, mate, I've been having a lovely time just in and out of hospital, getting all kinds of different tests done on my eyes and speaking to specialists, speaking to surgeons, speaking to doctors. Oh, it's been a fantastic time.
I've asked the community, the Team Aspinall community, to get the questions in, and we've got probably about 10 plus questions, a lot of the same questions obviously, just seeing how you are and what's next. But first of all, of course, how is your eye?
Yeah, the eye, well, both eyes, but especially the right eye, still ongoing. We are going to stick the diagnosis from the doctor on this video. It's also available on Instagram if you want to check it out. Look.
What? I didn't catch that.
there'll be haters out there disagreeing with it or whatever. All the eye experts out there, I'm sure, will have their own opinion, but this is what's going on.
What did you feel when you first got eye poked?
Well, I actually got eye poked twice in the fight. First one wasn't too bad. He got warned for it. The second one, obviously, Ciryl Gane tried to make my head a bowling ball with the double eye poke, knuckle deep in both. So yeah, wouldn't recommend it at all.
Ciryl Gane did in fact try to make his head a fucking bowling ball. Disgusting. Disgusting. This head is not a fucking bowling ball, Ciryl Gane. I don't know who needs to fucking tell you that. But you weren't fucking bowling at UFC 321. You were fucking fighting. Keep your damn fingers to yourself, you fucking cheater. You big cheater. We don't want to see no cheating from the big cheater and the big 26 boys. That's for damn sure. Big cheater Ciryl Gane.
How did you feel the fight was going before the eye poke?
I felt like the fight was going okay. It was going pretty.
Louis, funny thing is people pretending Gane isn't a dirty fighter. Gane is dirty as fuck, dude. The dirtiest fighter I ever laid my eyes on. Gives John Jones a run for his fucking money.
Much to plan. I think that, look, there was this big notion in the media before that I'm just going to run through Ciryl Gane. Look, I might look like an idiot. Sometimes I might even talk like an idiot, but when it comes to fighting, I know what I'm talking about, and I know that Ciryl Gane is a tough matchup for me. Really good defensively. I knew that if we want to break the fight down a little bit, Cyryl's got really good defence. He moves really, really well on his feet. I knew that I have to stand in range and take a few punches from Ciryl to be able to land my own shots. We knew that. That was happening. I had a bloody nose. Look, any of my sparring partners know you only have to look at that thing.
I think it's a bit red now as well, isn't it?
It might be a bit red today, yeah. Got the old Rudolph thing going on.
It's not broken though, just to be clear.
No, my nose.
And for the record, I do want to see the rest of Aspinall versus Gane because I got a sneaky suspicion. If Gane doesn't fucking cheat on Aspinall, okay, as the fight plays out over 5 rounds, I think we could see Aspinall starting to fucking take over. But he got to weather the storm early from Ciryl Gane, tire him out, and then he could take over the fight. But early on, Ciryl Gane a little bit too crisp. But what's Ciryl Gane gonna look like if Tom gets a fucking takedown? You know what I mean? Starting the second round, starting the third round after getting taken down. Will that wear on him? That's what I want to fucking see. That's what I want to see. Will Tom start backing him up? I think he might. I think he might. But anyway, that's why I'm intrigued. I want to see the fucking rematch. And I'm not writing off Aspinall. Not at all.
Wasn't it broken? But I have broke my nose about 3 or 4 times in my life. So, look, touch me in the nose, it'll bleed. Yeah, nosebleeds happen in fights. Yeah, was he hitting me with a few jabs? Yes. Was I hitting him with a few shots as well? Yes. I thought it was going to be a 5-round fight. Go and look at my pre-fight stuff. I knew this was going to be a long and tough fight. I think that every fight I go into, and I really respect my opponent, especially Ciryl. I think there's this notion with the media and maybe the fans that Cyryl's not very good, which is just complete bullshit. I think that he's really, really good. He's super talented. He's been at the top of division for a number of years, which is not easy.
Sorry to pause it, boys, but you guys are also doing this. I see a lot of people doing this with Paddy Pimblett right now, saying he's trash and stuff. Now, I don't think Paddy's as skilled as a Ciryl Gane, don't get me wrong. But a lot of people are, writing off Paddy Pimblett. Just figured I'd throw that in there.
Easy to do. He's been an interim champion himself. He's obviously had 2 title shots for the undisputed title as well. So I think the guy's really good. I've took him extremely, extremely seriously. The fact that people expect it to be an easy fight, I don't read into that at all. I think I'm prepared for a really, really hard fight. I felt like the first half of the round, he caught me a couple of times with a couple of jabs, couple of leg kicks, but towards the back end of the round, I was putting him in a couple of dangerous spots.
Did you think he did it on purpose?
So, I think that when it initially happened, I didn't really think much of it. I thought, accidental eye poke, whatever. Look, when I watched the fight back, that's when I really got the gist of what's going on. The guy was trying to poke my eyes out all the way through that round. Multiple exchanges, nearly every exchange that I could put him in danger. He had his fingers out pointing towards my eyes. Have a look at this clip and let me know what you think, if you agree, because it's hard to disagree when you've got footage like this. The guy was cheating from the first second, and the way that he wanted to win that fight was to have me compromised by cheating.
We found a video of
The way that he wanted to win that fight was to have me compromised by cheating. I want to exaggerate that point. The way he wanted to win that fight was to have me compromised by cheating. I 100,010% believe it. 100,000,000% believe it. Ciryl Gane game plans. Let's poke him early, get him compromised, and continue. It's a free one. We get a free foul. I do not doubt that at all, that that's Ciryl Gane's game plan and that his coaches fucking advise him to do that shit. Just for the record, I want to be clear about that. I 100,000% agree with Aspinall there. Now let's take a look at Aspinall's fucking examples.
City from that first round with Gane's sort of finger pokes. Just want you to watch it if you can see, and just sort of explain what's going on.
Two, 3, 4, 5.
Let's take that back.
4, 2.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Wait, my bad. My bad, boys. Good thing I fucking took it back. Okay. This is the first eye poke. That's crazy. I'm gonna rewind it too.
What's going on? Just want you to watch it if you can see, and just sort of explain what's going on.
That's crazy the way he just did that. Watch the slow-mo replay. That's crazy.
2, 3, 4, 5.
He finally found his target there, didn't he?
So what have you just seen there?
I've just seen that every time his hand comes out, it does this. And it's wrong.
Have you heard from Ciryl Gane at all, or any contact or anything post-fight?
Nope.
Nice guy.
And your thoughts on him at the moment?
My thoughts on him, I think he's a big cheater. I think that, look at all his fights.
Let go of the cage! Let go of the cage!
It's over now. What a jab. Yes, he did.
Junior Dos Santos!
Dude loves himself a free back of the head fucking shot. Loves himself that shit. Cage grabbing, eye poking, nut shots. This guy does it fucking all. Any foul he can do, he fucking does it. Crazy. It's so intentional. It's so clear. It's so fucking clear. It's so clear.
His fights.
Let go of the cage! Let go of the cage!
It's over now. What a jab. Yes, he did.
Junior Dos Santos! Set now! Big shot.
Is it double? Like, what are you seeing when you try to open your eye?
I can hardly open my eye. The dirty.
Fool me once, shame on me. Oh no, what is it? How does it go, boys? Fool me once, shame on... Yeah, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times. Fuck the peace sign, boys. Fuck Ciryl Gane. Also, what did Tom just say right here? He said something like... what did he say? Let me just rewind it.
And your thoughts?
Oh, that's what he said. He said that fucking Ciryl Gane hasn't spoke to him since the fucking eye poke incident. Not only has Ciryl Gane not spoken to him, but Ciryl Gane has not even issued a fucking statement, right? Sticking up for Tom, saying, guys, listen, I made a mistake. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I understand Tom's position. I need to be in control of my fucking weapons, right? Nothing like that from Ciryl Gane, the fucking scoundrel. Nothing like that, bro. No remorse. Just as bad as the fucking Team Makhachev guys who jumped fucking Danis. No fucking remorse, no accountability. Ciryl Gane, issue your fucking statement, bro. Get the pressure off of Tom Aspinall and say it's your fucking fault. Tom has no reason to be blamed. I deserve all the fucking blame. We're this close to not giving you the rematch, Ciryl Gane. You got 48 hours to issue your fucking statement, homie. 48 hours to respond, you big cheater. You big fucking cheater. We all know it. We all fucking know it.
And John Jones himself, even the GOAT himself, said before he fought him that Ciryl Gane's a cheater and uses dirty tactics.
I've noticed in a lot of Ciryl Gane's fights, he hits people in the back of the head quite a bit, and I didn't want any type of dirty play happening on such a big night.
Blue, John Jones is in black. Seemed like he ate an early kick on the groin, 7 seconds in.
What about punishment for the foul?
It's a tough one, isn't it? I've seen obviously there's been a lot of discussion on eye pokes and fouls since. The referee himself said pre-fight that the best thing about fouling is it works. That's Jason Herzog's words, not my words.
The best part about fouling, right, is that it works. So the best thing you can do is keep your head in the game, and I'll do everything I can to manage.
Yeah, you see guys like Derek Lewis coming out saying, if you're tired, kick them in the nuts, poke them in the eyes, do something that'll give you a little break, because there's basically no punishment for it.
So I told my coach if that happens, like in a fight with him, then I'm gonna knee him in the nuts on purpose. Things
need to change in the sport of MMA when it comes to fouls.
I mean, he had Tom bloodied up, and Tom didn't want to continue in the fight. So who gives a?
What do you think about Dana White saying Tom didn't continue, and then also who gives a to eye pokes?
Well, listen, I didn't continue. I'll tell you why I didn't continue. Because I'm not a dummy. I'm not going to go out there and fight one of the best strikers in the world if I can't see.
With double vision.
With any eye. Look, I know, as an MMA fighter, things are going to happen in the fight that compromise you. Go back and watch my fight with Arlovsky. At the end of the first round, he punched me right in the eyeball.
Final 20 seconds of the first round. Oh! Big right from Arlovsky.
For the rest of that fight, I couldn't see him out that eye. That's fine. If you get punched or kicked in the eye, that's fine. If you get double eye poked in both eyes and you've got no vision because of a foul, why should I carry on so some dummy can look and say, oh yeah, Tom just got knocked out? Because I ain't going to fight if I can't see anything because of a foul. If it's an illegal move, we have to fight through it. That's what we do as fighters. But when it's a foul, why am I going to put my health at risk when I can't see at all?
Listen, I know Tom gets a lot of flack for that. I know he gets a lot of flack for it, but I can do nothing but agree with the man. You got to make a harsh fucking stance if you want things to change. And the harsh stance has to be in favor of the person who's been fouled. We got to stop blaming the person who's been fouled and start giving them the credit for, you know what I mean? Listen, if you get fouled illegally, you're allowed to not continue. The blame should actually go on the person who commits the foul, but it's crazy because it's opposite. Ciryl Gane getting no blame, Tom getting all the blame. And I think that's how you constitute change, though. Tom's going to get some blame for this, but he's also the Trojan horse. He's the first one. I feel like there should be plenty of other fighters who now take a lesson from Aspinall and they say, fuck it. You fouled me. It's not my obligation to continue. This fight ended because of you, not because of me. Because you illegally fouled me. It's not about how tough I am to continue, blah, 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 blah. No, you illegally fouled me. We're playing with life points. You could take years off of my life. My vision has already been reduced. We're not going to do that. Plain and fucking simple. Plain and fucking simple. I know Tom gets flack for it, but honestly, he made the right decision. He got kids, bro. He don't got no obligation to anyone but his fucking family and his kids. When you get illegally poked, I want to add that in. When you get illegally fouled, your obligation doesn't belong to the company or fucking Ciryl Gane or even the fans. Okay, it belongs to your wife, your family, and your kids. Because that's who's going to deal with it in the end if this dude suffers a serious fucking injury because he continued after being illegally fouled. Who has to deal with that? Not Dana. Not the fans. Not Ciryl Gane. This dude's wife and fucking kids and his entire fucking family. I know you guys are hard on him for that, but I back him. I back him on that. And I have from the get-go. Even when I've been hard on Aspinall, saying he's milking it, saying his return should have been announced, I've never once said Tom should have continued in that fight and he's a bitch for not doing that. I've always said I 110,000% support Aspinall's decision to stop that fight because he was illegally fucking fouled. That's Ciryl Gane's fault. And you guys should all be blaming Ciryl Gane, getting on his ass in his fucking comments. Telling him, issue a fucking statement, homie. We want to hear from you.
So you're not too happy then on what the president of the organisation is saying towards it?
Well, what do you think?
Tom didn't want to continue in the fight, so.
Look, we all know who is at fault here. What the are you talking about, huh?
And off the back of that, Tom, what have the UFC said?
Hunter Campbell, who I deal with personally, he's just said if they can help out in any way with doctors and stuff like that, that's what they'll do.
When do you think you can start training again?
Look, it's not up to me. It's up to the doctors. At the minute, I ain't allowed to do nothing, so I'm just following advice at the moment.
What's next?
What's next for me right now is...
Real quick on the Dana White thing, just before it gets too far into the video. Honestly, like, I don't know if Dana White is backhanded, like, promoting the fight, because he's kind of smart with that shit. He could have gone right into the promotional fucking bag at that press conference, and he knew questioning Tom's fighter spirit would have got the most headlines possible. Shit, he even included it in this video. If Dana was backing Aspinall, I'm sure Aspinall would have included it, but it wouldn't have hit the same. You know what I mean? Dana going against Aspinall, suggesting maybe he just quit in there. It gave him the most headlines for the rematch. Maybe Dana was just in his promotional fucking bag. Maybe. But if Dana really meant that shit, and he really did question it, shame on you, Dana. Shame on fucking you. But it's a 50-50, because we all know Dana, he be disingenuous a lot of the time promoting shit. For example, fucking John Jones. We all know. Not even going to go over it again, but we all know. Just glazing John Jones left and fucking right. Promoting him, though. Promoting him. It doesn't mean he believes all of it, but he's trying to promote him. And I'm just saying, maybe he didn't believe what he was saying, but he saw the promotional angle. You got to give credit to Dana for one thing, being a good promoter.
There's talk of surgery on the ice. We've got to see how it goes over the next few weeks. Obviously that's down to the specialists and stuff, but I'm not in the gym training at the moment. I'm not doing anything MMA wise at the moment. I'm just following the doctor's orders right now. And
damn, so that's it. That's how much he can move his eye. You guys wanted to see it, right? That's it. This is the Brown syndrome right here. I'm assuming it's the eye with the fucking highlight, but let's see.
Seeing what happens with the health.
And obviously you've been a massive help to the UFC.
This eye moves up more than this one, right? Which eye is he saying has bilateral Brown syndrome?
See, you've taken a fight on 2 weeks' notice. You've taken a fight in the middle of the night, been backup fighter for Jones versus Miocic, and then obviously the whole John Jones saga. How do you sort of see this going forward for yourself with the UFC?
I think right now we just got to focus on the health, innit? We just got to get everything back to normal, follow the doctor's orders, and that's all I can control right now. So we'll cross that bridge when I'm feeling better and everything's right.
What are you left feeling after the fight?
Well, look, if you were sidelined from doing your job for like 15 months, not allowed to do anything, you train your ass off for 6 months for a fight, then to get double eye poked, to be left with no vision for nearly 6 weeks because of an illegal move. How do you think I feel? Not feeling fantastic, am I?
Obviously, you've just said there you're not sure on what to expect, but when do you think you can start training again?
I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. I'm obviously very keen to get back and beat this guy up. But I've got to be 100% right, so whenever the eye's good to go, that's when I'll do it.
Just to sum it all up, mate, more a message to the fans than anything who haven't heard from you in 5 weeks. How you're doing, what's to come on the channel, and yeah, just looking forward in a positive note.
Yeah, I'm doing all right, as good as I can be. A big shout out to everyone who has stuck there by me. A lot of haters out there who are living some very sad lives, who think they're eye doctors and have never... Listen, I'll double eye poke you full blast in the eyes and see if you can still write some grim comment on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. You let me know, you tough guys out there who think you can, who think you'll be able to carry on with one of the best strikers in the world when you can't see a thing. But there's been a lot of positivity out there, a lot of fellow fighters backing me up and stuff like that. A lot of love as always, so appreciate the love. We've got some big stuff coming on the channel. The channel I think with the channel we're going to be doing more stuff now because I can't train, so I might as well do something.
Okay, so cameraman's job just got better. He got Tom Aspinall, you know, ready to shoot content all day, every day, because he not training. He not even fucking driving. And the last thing I want to say about this video is no timetable for the return. I know I already talked about it, but no timetable. No timetable, out indefinitely. I don't know what to make of that. The UFC got to get this shit going soon, though. So the only thing that worries me, could we get some type of title fight, interim title fight in the meantime, if Tom is out for too long? Somewhere in the ballpark of 6 months. How long is the UFC willing to wait for his return? That's the biggest question I think we got. How long will the UFC wait for Tom Aspinall to return before they try to get some clarity in the heavyweight division? Also, sounds crazy. It sounds a little bit crazy, but shit. If Tom Aspinall returned for the title fight against anyone besides Ciryl Gane, I wouldn't be mad at it. Fuck Ciryl Gane. Dude is a fucking cheater. Straight up cheater.